Hello everyone, this is Rupa working as an assistant professor in Gokaraju Rangaraju Institute of Engineering and Technology. Now I will discuss about data warehouse and its architecture. Before going to discuss about the architecture, we need to go for a simple introduction about the data warehouse and differences between OLTP versus OLAP. That means online transaction processing versus online analytical processing. And then we can go for the data warehouse architecture. Finally, we can go for the what are the data warehouse models are available. Now we'll see the what is meant by data warehouse. Generally, data warehouse means it will store the huge amount of data. That too, the data is in a multi-dimensional view. Basically, in database, we can view data in a table format, but when we go for data warehouse, it contains in a multi-dimensional view. That means cubical format, three-dimensional view, four-dimensional like that. Basically, the data warehouse has to be provide the architectures and tools for the all the business executives or the managers to systematically organize and understand the use of data for making of decisions. That is the main motto of the data warehouse. It will provide the tools and architectures for all the managers. They understand the data and use the data for making of a decisions. Many of the industries spend a lot of amount in building of the data warehouse. Nowadays, the data warehouse is the latest weapon in the market because it will store the huge data, because it will store you historical amount of data like 6 months data, 1 year data, years and 5 years of data. Based on this data, easily we can find the which customers has to be purchased, which type of items, and we can give some offers to the users. Obviously, they can visit regularly to the store. That is the meaning of the retaining of the users. And some of the examples of data warehouse are the Teradata, Netaja related to IBM, and Amazon Redshift, etc. And we will see the what is the definition of the data warehouse. Data warehouse is a subject-oriented, integrated, time-variant, and non-volatile collection of data, which is used for decision-making process. Whatever data has to be available within data warehouse, we can go for making of decisions. Now, detailedly, we will see about the what exactly the subject-oriented, integrated, time-variant, and non-volatile collection of data. Subject-oriented means that related to the in and around all the subjects. Uh, Here we can call it as a subject as a department. All the subjects like customer department, product department, sales department, items department. The main focus is on the modeling of data and analysis of the data, not for the daily operations or the transaction processing. It will provide the simple and concise view around the all the departments. Integrated means we can gather data from the multiple number of heterogeneous sources like relation databases, flat files, online transaction records, or even we can gather data from the web also. Gathering of the all the information, integrate them and put it in a consistent format. That is about the integrated. Time variant means data can be stored and provide information in a form as a historical perspective. That means it will store data as a, I said that in a 1 year data has to be stored, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years of data has to be stored. That's why we can call it as a historical data. The implicitly the key structure of data warehouse contains an element as a time. Non-volatile means it is obviously the data warehouse is a physically a separate store of data. It will transformed from application data found in any of the environment, operational environment, or transaction environment. Whatever the updations we need to do on this data warehouse, that doesn't apply on the data warehouse. Why? Because we doesn't modify data on the data warehouse. Once we can write data into data warehouse, we doesn't modify on the data warehouse. Only we can extract data, but we can't modify data in data warehouse. That is about the subject oriented, integrated, time variant, and non volatile collection of data. After getting all the data, we can go for the analysis and make some decisions. Now we'll see what is the difference between OLAP and the OLTP. Online analytical related to warehouse, online transaction process related to relational database, or of any of the operational database. OLTP means The major task is to perform the online transactions and query processing. The day-to-day operations has to be done like purchasing, inventory, banking, manufacturing, etc. OLAP system major task is it has to be perform data analysis and decision making for the knowledge workers. The data can be organized in different formats. The data in OLTP is in a table format. The data in a OLAP is in a different format, in the sense it is in a cube format or in a multi-dimensional format. The major distinct features between OLAP and OLTP is user and system orientation. In OLTP, it is based on the customers. In OLAP, it is related to the market. That means whole organization. And the difference in data contents are OLTP contains the current data and detailed information has to be available in OLTP systems. When we go for OLAP, it contains the historical and the consolidated data. The difference in database design is it contains the ER diagrams for the corresponding application. And in a design of OLAP is in a schema as a star schema, and other schemas has to be available and is related to the particular subject or the department. The access pattern of data in OLTP is we can update data in relational database or in online transaction processing, and we can't modify data in OLAP systems. Read-only data has to be available. These are the main differences between OLTP and OLAP. Now we can move on to the what is the architecture of a data warehouse. Basically, we can call it as a three-tier data warehouse architecture. Why? Because it contains the three tiers as a bottom tier, middle tier, and top tier. Detail we can discuss about the what exactly the bottom tier, middle tier, and top tier. In bottom tier, we have a data warehouse server has to be available. We can gather data from the multiple number of external sources like any of the operational databases or relational databases or flat files, or from even from web also we can gather data. And before loading into data warehouse servers, we need to apply the extract, clean, and transform process. We can load data and we can transform and we can clean the data. After cleaning only, we can move the data into data warehouse. And within this data warehouse servers, it contains the metadata repository for if you want and administrating tools has to be available. The meaning of metadata is whenever if you want to access data from any of the database or data warehouse, we need the metadata because it contains the structure about the corresponding data. That's why it contains the metadata, and actual data has to be available within the bottom tier. Then we are moving on to the middle tier. There it contains some different servers has to be available, and that has to be stored in a multi-dimensional way. Finally, we have a top tier has to be available. There that is related to the client. From whatever data has to be available within the server, we can the client has to be process queries and analyze the data and apply any of the data mining tools also. Now again we'll see what exactly available within bottom tier, middle tier, and top tier. In bottom tier, I said that we can use some of the backend tools to fetch data from the external sources and perform the cleaning operation, extraction, and transform operations. For loading of this data, we need to go for using some of the APIs also. It also contains a metadata repository to store information about the data warehouse. And in middle tier, it contains a server. We have three different types of servers has to be available. ROLAP, that means relational OLAP, MOLAP, multidimensional OLAP, and hybrid OLAP servers has to be available. Whenever if you want to store and manage data warehouse data within an optimized manner, if you want to implement the aggregations and logic and if you want to provide any of the additional tools and services, then we need to go for using as a relational OLAP or OLAP. The example of this ROLAP server is Informix or Informatica. And another server is a MOLAP. It is a special purpose server. It will directly implement the multi-dimensional model. Exactly, the data available data warehouse is in a form as a multi-dimensional view that will support the MOLAP. It will allow the fast indexing and of data, summarizing of data, has to be done with the help of the MOLAP. The example of this MOLAP server is a S-base of Arbor. By using this server, we can implement, you can use this multi-dimensional OLAP server. And one more is a HOLAP, hybrid OLAP server. It will combine both the functionalities of relation OLAP and multi-dimensional OLAP. It uses the greater scalability of the relation OLAP, and it uses the fast computation of the multi-dimensional OLAP. This type of server is MS SQL Server 7.0. So these are the three servers available within the middle tier. And in top tier, it is related to the client. It contains the queries and reporting tools, analysis tools like data mining tools has to be available. Whenever the client has to be asked any of the query, we can get the retrieve data from the corresponding servers, and we can apply the reporting tools also, and we can apply the any of the tools also apply on the corresponding data available within the data warehouse. And finally, we have two data warehouse models has to be available: enterprise data warehouse and one more is a data mart. Enterprise data warehouse means it has to be related to the complete organization. It contains all the departments information, all the branches information. It will integrate all the information available from the corresponding branches and the departments. It contains the detailed and summarized data has to be available. The size of data available in enterprise data warehouse is 100 gigabytes to terabytes of data has to be available. We can implement this type of model with the help of the mainframe or the supercomputers. If you want to build this type of warehouse, so it will take some years of time because it is a complex task. And when we go for the data mart, it is a subset of the enterprise data warehouse. So the scope is confined only to the a specific group or selected group or subject or specific department. For example, the market department or the sales department, like that. We can implement this type of data mart with a low cost servers. It will take to build this type of data mart, it will take only weeks of time. And even it contains two different categories of data marts as a independent data mart and the dependent data mart. Independent data mart is independent to the, that means a different data marts contains different departments. That means sales department is independent and purchase department is independent, like that. When we go for dependent data mart, it is directly connected to the data warehouse. That means interconnectivity between the all the departments. That means one of the data mart has to be depend on the other departments. Like these are the two models has to be available. The whole summary of this concept is here we need to know about the what is the definition of the data warehouse and what is difference between ALTP and OLAP, and what is the architecture of the data warehouse, how many tiles it has to be contained, what is the meaning of the each and every tile, and what are the models has to be available. In data warehouse, it is a subject-oriented, integrated, and time-variant non-volatile collection of data to analyze data and making of decisions. OLTP, obviously, it is an online transaction processing. OLAP, it will perform the analysis and decision making. And in architecture, bottom tier has to be contain the metadata and data has to be available. Middle tier contains all the servers, and top tier is used for the tools for analysis and the reporting. And in data warehouse model, enterprise data warehouse is used to store entire organization data, and data mart will store only the specific departmental data. Thank you.